안녕하세요.
I'm Demarchlier.
And I'm Arielle. And we're Soju for Two.
Okay, so this is our third review, and this is going to be Mary Stayed All Night, and I'm dressed accordingly with the big grandpa sweatshirt.
And I have my headband.
Okay, we love the fashion in this one.
Yeah.
But this is one that we really enjoyed. It's a very current, it's a very, recent K-drama. And what do you feel about this one?
This is my, it's in my top 5 for sure. I think it is my favorite K-drama. There's lots of reasons. 2 of my favorite actors are in this, and lots of other things. So we'll get to that.
Okay, so characters for this
Number one.
Okay, so we met E, which is the main female lead, and, Merry Christmas, right? And then you've got
Kang Mugal, and then Moon Jonin. So this is, the characters are huge for me. And I think that's the reason I love it so much. Because you have Jung Gun-suk, who plays Kang Mugal. And so he's in a couple of other favorite shows. Mm-hmm. We love him. And
he's really funny.
He's funny. Yeah. He's so lovable. Even, if you've seen You're Beautiful, you're going to love him. Yeah. And then we have Kim Jae-wook. And Kim Jae-wook is in another one of my favorite shows we'll talk about later. But,
Kim Jae-wook moment.
We need to have a Kim Jae-wook moment, okay? Moment of silence. Okay, that's enough. I love him, and I wanted to end up with him from the very beginning. Yeah. I'm okay that he doesn't, but, spoiler alert, guys. Okay, so, characters other than that, so the other, for the love triangle, which we'll get to in a second, there's another girl,
the, love square.
Love quadrangle. Is Sojun, so she's the other girl. So there's lots of other characters in the show. There's actually a really fun ensemble cast.
Yeah, and this is one that doesn't have a really good response. I feel like
it's so underappreciated. Considering it's my favorite K-drama, I think it's so underappreciated, and I'm not sure what it is. If it's people don't like the acting, which I think is great. If they don't like the music, which again I think is great. Yeah. So I'm not sure what it is because it has great looking cast. They're all gorgeous. The main girl, Moon Gun-young. And she's been in a couple other movies that we love. She was in Cinderella's sister.
Drama.
It's called popular dramas. So, I'm not really sure why it's not so loved, but we definitely love it.
Yeah.
So, number 2 is chemistry. So, obviously, you can tell we think the chemistry is great. Yeah. And I think the things that's funny about this is that, the whole ensemble cast, all the friends, they really bring it together. And the dynamic between the 3, main leads, we really enjoy. It's fun.
Also, I think, the chemistry, with, the father and stuff. I mean, I think that this is one of those things, with Wimedi's, father, they kind of go through a lot of struggles, and I think, and there's also, with, Mugal's mother, there's a struggle with that, and I feel like there's a family dynamic here that sort of gets missed out on a little bit, but, a lot of really interesting, parent relationships, and sort of, having to be the adult. And I think that's one of the things that people undervalue with this drama. They're kind of responsible teenagers or young adults, and a lot more before you would think they would need to be.
And I also think that the character of Sojun, the other female lead, I think she's really underappreciated in this, and she acts really well. She brings a lot to it, and this is really what my hairpiece is inspired by. In the one episode, she has almost the same one, but in gold, so that's why I got it. So I'm wearing it tonight. Okay, so the next one is the love triangle. As we just mentioned, I mean, I think this love triangle, if you like the Twilight series, I think you'll like Mary Stayed All Night. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because if you like the idea of, from the very beginning, even if she doesn't want to admit it, she loves the one guy. And the other guy, while you come to love him, and he's a great character, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, and, I personally, as a person for the Twilight thing, was always rooting for Jacob. Yeah. So, that's how I kind of feel with this. I mean,
Kim Jae-wook!
Yeah, even though Mugal, the character,
we love him.
I mean, it was really a great character. I still kind of had something in my heart for the cold, alien.
Yeah, well, the thing about Kim Jae-wook is that he's so, he's so cold, and he seems but then there's moments in the show where, you get to see, underneath,
and the quirkiness, and, so I think he acts it really well.
We love the character dynamic in that love triangle.
Okay, so misunderstanding, mistaken identity. Well, this is, based on a misunderstanding, right?
Completely.
I mean, the whole thing is, you're trying to trick, some other people because of, without giving too much away, but, I mean, just to...
with marriage on both sides.
Yeah.
The parents wanting a marriage, the kids pretending there's a marriage, everything is a misunderstanding.
And I mean, and this is a misunderstanding, some of it's planned, some of it's not, and I think that kind of, it totally drives the plot, though.
Yeah.
Definitely, mistaken identity, do you think that's,
No, they're mistaken identities. I think the thing is definitely important that they, from the beginning, they don't know, who's married, what's going on. So definitely, that's a big deal. The next one is the bad guy turned good. I think there's a little bit of this with the Kim.
Well, with both characters, both the male leads, because with Mughal, like his character, I feel like you sort of see him as like a womanizer.
Yeah, like a Lothario in the beginning.
And then like he kind of, of course he grows a little bit, and this is a K-drama, so it has to go a certain direction. And then what you're saying with like...
Yeah, with Kim Jae-uk, I feel like in the beginning, you feel like he's really cold, and like he doesn't... And then like slowly the love comes out, so...
Chipping the ice.
Yeah, all the pinnacle with him, like, the after shower scene, which is really popular in all like the, blogs.
If you look it up.
Because like, it's like he's like very natural, and like he's no longer like this really like hard edge, like his hair is really like coiffed.
Oh, yeah, the hair has a lot to do with this.
The hair is big in this one. Yeah. I think it's important for both characters. For Kang Mughal, his hair is like the whole thing, he's gorgeous. Yeah. Jung Gun-suk is like gorgeous hair. And then for Kim Jae-uk's character, for Jung-in, it's like really like super structured. And that makes sense because he's like the director.
And then even with Marie, like her hair is beautiful, gorgeous. Like huge mane. I mean, just really interesting. And that's funny because that's something that isn't in a lot of dramas, like dealing with like hair. I mean, or at least I didn't really notice it the same way.
Yeah, we love the curls.
Okay, so piggyback rides.
There's definitely some piggyback rides in this one. There's even a piggyback ride in the first episode, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few piggyback rides. There's a few drunken ones. There's a dad piggyback ride.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the first one.
There's definitely some fun ones in this one. And there's definitely back hugs.
Okay, yeah.
There's back hugs, which makes us very, very happy. There's a few arm grabs.
Oh, like definitely. There's like a triangle arm grab.
Like
this one.
Everyone.
Really good.
Everyone. We don't know what's going to happen. That's great. You're going to come up to that moment. The next thing, kisses.
Yeah.
This, unquestionably, best kiss scene in any K-drama.
Against the
best
wall.
Kiss scene ever. Like, this is my favorite, and that's, I think, what contributes to the fact that this is my favorite K-drama, because it's just, like, the characters, there's so much chemistry, it's so good, it doesn't seem forced at all, it's just great.
Yeah.
And
it's like, you almost don't even want to say too much, because it's so good. Like, just
you need to watch
this
it.
one.
Mm-hmm.
If you like the whole idea of, like, kind of romantic, sort of, like, passionate ones, this is one I think you really want to go to. And I don't think this one's as young either.
And, it really deals with the issues of marriage, which I think is great, because marriage is, like, central to the whole story.
Yeah.
So definitely the idea of, like, whether or not you should get married, whether or not you shouldn't. And it's sort of questioning a lot of, like, traditional
And
family
I think
beliefs.
they continue to ask that. Like, at the end, you don't really know how it's going to be.
Yeah, so definitely it's, like, a really interesting story in that way. Fashion. I mean, it's clearly, like, we
like,
love
inspiration.
The fashion for this show. I mean, it's definitely, like, a really interesting mix. Like, we were talking about before, like, the idea of, like, the flower boy. Well, this is sort of the opposite, because, like, he's, like, a rocker boy, which you have, like, Jung Gun-suk, Kang Mughal character. He's so rocker, like, but I feel like he's wearing women's clothing in the entire show.
Like, the whole notion is almost like he's supposed to be, like, not poor, but, not, like, having a lot of money. And yet he's wearing, like, 30 layers.
And I'm pretty sure every layer costs, like, $1,000. Yeah. I mean, the fashion is outstanding.
And you have, like, really opposites in this one, like, with the guys. So you have, like, the, like, icy, perfect suit, tailored perfect, versus, like, the eclectic, looking like you didn't try very hard, but of course you tried really hard. I mean, how else to get that look?
And her wardrobe is great. It's super quirky, like, great mixing of colors.
She's really small, and they put a lot of layers on her in this one, which I think is really interesting. I mean, I don't know, like, not everyone can pull off
that
the
Mary
Kate and Ashley Olsen look, but I mean, she definitely can, because that one I think is really beautiful fashion for girls and guys. Yeah, it's definitely, like, on both sides of the fence, great fashion. Not necessarily something that's wearable for, like, everyone. I mean, clearly the fashion that he wears is, like, that I don't know most guys can pull it off, but he definitely does, so we appreciate it. Okay, so I rate this one, I think I'd give this a 7.5. Though I really like this drama. I like the characters. I like, the romance of it. For me, some of the acting I think could use a little bit. The music in this, top notch. If I was rating it on music, and we didn't really mention that. Yeah. The music in this is amazing and really cool. And like stuff that's really catchy. You'll find yourself singing songs from this after a thing. But I mean, it's not my favorite, though I see why she likes it. I'm going to give it a 9.5 piggyback rides. And this is, like, it's my favorite. I think that the music is great. The guys are gorgeous. The girl is extremely relatable and a great character. I think the fashion is amazing. The kiss scene is, like, epic. So it's, like, my favorite kiss scene in any drama. So this one, I'd say, is definitely, like, one of my favorites. And it's definitely on top of the list. So, all right. Keep watching, guys. Subscribe. See you later.